and passwords have to evolve. And if you would like to deep dive into the history of passwords, why this happened, and we could actually start with maybe the first recorded cyber attack in history.
Okay. When was it? I feel like...
Okay, do you have any guesses when the very first cyber attack happened?
Like, I would imagine, computers, the internet started in 60s, 70s. So I would imagine that, it's when the internet started. So it's like 30, maybe 40, 50 years ago.
No, it's almost 30 centuries ago. So we had an event that could be classified as first cyber attack.
All right, let's hear it. What is it?
So imagine ancient Greece, Peloponnesian Wars, 400 years before Christ. And Athenians have the war with Sparta.
Okay.
And Sparta has a very strong ally, city of Syracuse. It's located in Sicily. And Athenians decided that they need to defeat Syracuse to get a phenomenal advantage in this war. So at 400, I think, 13 BC, a huge party of Athenians led by General Demosthenes, they arrived to Sicily and they attacked the city of Syracuse. And the Syracusans were really, really outnumbered, and numbers were very good for Athenians, and it should have been like walk in the park for them. So they broke the first line of the defense, they broke the external wall, but decided not to attack city right now because it was a daytime, and it was easy to spot Athenians for the defenders. So Athenians decided to attack at nighttime.
So they're harder to see and no...
Yeah. So they had to see, and they decided to do a final attack at night. And, attack has started, and they don't have, any night vision stuff. They don't have some fancy flashlights. So basically what happened, Athenian forces were scattered in small groups. And to regroup themselves, they used a watchword, which only was known to Athenians.
Like a password?
Yeah. So if you see some silhouettes in the dark and you're not sure is it foe or friend, you use a watchword, and if answer is right, you just regroup and go forward. And the thing is that it was a credential leak because Syracusan picked up this code and employed very nasty tactic. So
they found out about the...
Yeah. So Syracusan got this password. And then Syracusan see a large group of silhouettes on the horizon. We are listening for the this watchword. If this group shouting this watchword, and this group is much bigger than Syracusan, we retreated immediately. But if the group is smaller and saying this word, so Syracusan replied with this password like friends. So Athenians, friends, join us together, and they lowered their defenses. And then Syracusans attacked this smaller group and destroyed one by one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And in the morning, Syracusan cavalry just cleaned up the rest of the Athenians, and it was huge disaster. It's a catastrophic failure of Athenians, and basically after this battle, Athenians lost the war, and after this war, Athens were defeated and never restored their previous glory after this event.
Just because of that simple mistake that they made?
No, because maybe only this battle is called battle at Epipole.
Okay.
But this is like key battle to capture the Syracuse. They failed. Syracuse pushed back the Athenians, then Spartans did their trick, and basically Athenians lost the war. And so first data breach in history, and
that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I could never guess that it was like hundreds of thousands of years ago.
And you were quite right about the first computers, because the second recorded password abuse was during that time you mentioned, like in 60s. Because in 60s they had like first computers that was quite similar to the modern one,
but they would take like the entire room.
And they have consoles, not like screens, but consoles with lights and stuff. And even during this time, they came to the situation that they needed a password. And this happened in 1961 at MIT. So they had a computer system called a compatible time-sharing system. And the idea was that a lot of specialists wanted to work on this system, but time was limited. So to ration this time, they created a login and password system. So you enter your password and you receive your 4 hours of work time with this system. One PhD student decided that 4 hours is not enough for him, on this system. And this system lasted only for several months when the student hacked it. So basically, he found a file on this system which contained all the passwords and printed out this file.
So they didn't really even secure it. It was just a file.
Yeah, it was a file with the passwords, and it was security through obscurity. So basically, you put file somewhere deep on the system and hope no one finds it.
I think people still do that. I mean, I'm
yeah,
sure there's.
It's like half a century have passed, and they still employ this these vintage techniques. But basically, yeah, they put this file on the machine, and well, majority of guys were quite, disciplined and not even considered this idea. But one guy